Hi, I'm Nathan Malin. I'm in your class for Management 41310, and I'm going to be talking about Section 3 for data cleaning. So I'm just going to share my screen here, and let's get started. So I decided to use Coles for my simple cleaning, as I really thought that Coles was, especially right now during the current meme stocks that are going on, especially with Wall Street bets. I thought that there's a lot of volatility within the Coles market, especially as it was one of the meme stocks that went up a high percentage over the last couple of weeks. So let's go over my codes. So I imported from Yahoo Finance and I imported Pandas as well. And I set up the stock. So my ticker is KSS, my name is Coles, and I was gonna clean it. And I'm gonna download 1 year's worth of data. And basically I wanted to check first for missing or invalid prices as I first started with a missing count for data at close. And then I also had bad prices. So bad prices would be prices that are either zero or less than zero. And then I also wanted to print missing close values and zero or negative close values. So I went on to step 4, which is to fill my missing close values. And basically, it would just fill all the close values with the data. So I adjusted my close as just a regular close without a split. And it'd be adjusted close with the data at close. And I wanted to adjust with my daily returns so it'd have the percentage change for it. And I also wanted not only to do adjust with the calculate the daily returns to make sure the daily returns are normal. And in order to calculate for my daily returns, I wanted it to be more than 10% or less than 10%, which means it'd be a very high volatility on a daily basis. And for data extreme move, I want if any data was more than 10%, it'd add to the count for my data for more than 10% or less than 10%. And then it'd print all the extreme daily moves that are more than 10% as an outlier count. And the last one I wanted to calculate was my z-score for returns, as obviously z-score is the daily return minus the mean return over the standard deviation. And I also wanted to get the average return and the standard deviation for return. So for my data for my daily return, I did that minus my mean return over the last year over the standard deviation. So any single daily return that was more than 2 for this equation, it would add to the z-score for outliers, and it wanted to print the z-score for it. And then it gave a final cleaning check, which is all the final missing data, um, and also the data that's all more than zero. So it output all the missing close values. So there's zero missing close values. There's no zero or negative close values. But look at how extreme these daily returns are. So it was more than 10%. And in order to clean this, we obviously, there wasn't much to clean as I decided to leave all the outliers in. So I didn't calculate a daily return after I removed all these outliers for the daily returns. So when I also had more than 10 z-score outliers as well, and I basically cleaned it by adjusting my missing close values to zero. And here are the amount of data points that I had. And then to validate this, I used the ticker for Coles, which is KSS, and I printed for data validation. And I wanted to download the raw data for a year period. And I wanted to fill my missing close values and remove bad prices. So here's filling in the missing close values. And then all the bad prices that were more than zero would remove. And then it calculated a complete score, so total days, and then all the missing days. And then it obviously had 100% for the completion. And then it had a minimum price and a maximum price. And so we wanted to just see how many extreme returns are more than 10%. and here's all the outputs for that. Um, I think I learned a lot from this data cleaning is obviously I thought at the beginning that I think a meme stock would have worked well. And I think if I were to really go back, I'd probably start fixing a lot. I think I probably wouldn't have had a daily return with the outliers, and I probably wouldn't have removed all the outliers and probably had it and cleaned it that way and probably had an adjusted output without all the outliers to actually just show how much it's been cleaned. But I think overall, I really thought that there'd be a lot of more missing values than there were. And I think overall, um, I think the bad data really affects investment decisions is obviously when you're dealing with a lot of assets under management, especially for big funds such as Blackstone or other big firms, like lack of data really can affect their investment decisions. Is obviously everybody wants the person who has the best data usually ends up having the best ability to really just make a good investment. As obviously for the Tesla split, we're talking about it in class. We um there was a lot post split. It went down, like if you didn't really clean the data, it could have gone down by like 60 to 80%. But after you cleaned it, it shows that it's a normal percentage return. And when you're dealing with a lot of assets under management, it can really affect how you are going about doing this data. And I think things are probably kind of, and I think especially for Kohl's, especially what's happening with the current meme stock, I think data cleaning is very, very important. As obviously you make an investment decision based off of actual adjusted prices and actual adjusted daily returns, assuming that you're removing all the outliers from the data. And I think that really is important for making good investment decisions. So I think that's all I have for today, and I hope you enjoyed this video.